Hi, this is Rizvi. I have been into photography for more than a decade. This is my review of the brand new Canon 70-200 f2.8 Z lens. I'm gonna talk about the mistakes Canon made in 2019 and how they have overcome it in this new version which released last month. I had the privilege of using this lens for last 30 days. Based on that, I'm going to talk about the new zooming technique, teleconverter capability, bokeh quality, image stabilization, and focus breathing. So if you are thinking about a shift from photography to more into videography, and the old EF lens to new RF lens, or even general 2019 to 2024 upgrade, this video is going to help you. This is not a sponsored video, by the way. I recently shifted from DSLR to mirrorless and I was not very happy with the 2019 RF version. I saw last month this lens came in and I was very lucky to grab one at a camera store in San Antonio named Camera Exchange. As of now, I see it's back order in Canon. It's sold out in Best Buy. So looks like this is already a very popular lens. This is a telephoto zoom lens. Good for portrait, wedding, landscape, wildlife, sports photography, and videography. The letter Z stands for power zoom. You see there are screws here. You can add an adapter and you can mechanically zoom in and zoom out. Good for very slow zoom in and zoom out in the videography. But the main reason I think they have changed the 2019 design because that external zoom maybe takes less space on your bag because you can fold it in, but for high-end L series lens you don't want that to be reason to go for that. There are some other inconvenience with that. Let's say you are shooting against a glass wall and then if you have to zoom in or zoom out, you're going to hit the glass or you have to back off and that messes up your focal length. There was a constant change of center of gravity during the photo shoot. That makes it very imbalanced on a gimbal. These overcome all those issues. Also, the external zoom in and zoom out components can be susceptible to the rain, dust, and mud. Doesn't make it a good field lens, especially this lens is so popular for sports photography. In addition to zoom in and zoom out, the focus stays the same, so you don't have to refocus on this internal zoom in. That makes it work as a parfocal lens. Very convenient for a fast photo shoot or for capturing the moments pretty fast when things are changing, the focal length is changing. Also, the old one, I had a big complaint. I had to twist the whole hand for going from 70 to 200, but this one just with the throw range is so small. With little finger tips you can go from 70 to 200, which might not seem like a big deal, but think of like that you are hours after hours, you are wedding photo shooting, sports photography, covering sports photography. That can be an issue. For that inconvenience, sometimes I remember I was not zooming in and zooming out too much. Sometimes I was just backing off or going forward and covering the scenario. Yeah, that's a big upgrade. Let's talk about videography. I see they have added aperture ring here. You can manually adjust the aperture during a video shoot, which helps. Because of the focusing technique internally, it already eliminates the focus breathing. I tested this lens with my kids at a night time for Christmas lighting. Very good background focus to foreground focus changes very fast, and because this is 5.5 stops of optical image stabilization, I was able to come up with very smooth, good videos, even with handheld, low shutter speed, low light. Amazing videography experience with this lens. Another big upgrade is the teleconverter compatibility. We can again use 1.4x and 2.0x teleconverters on this lens, which 2019 we couldn't, and a lot of people are frustrated with that. Yeah, so if someone wants to have a little bit extra reach for wildlife photography or sports photography, we can use it again. Let's talk about the tripod mount. The old one, when I used that one, that had one knob here and somehow it came off with the ring itself, and a lot of people used to complain about the friction and wear and tear of that. People used to buy external stuff to complement that, but I think here they did something new. I see two knobs, one is this side, another is that side. So you can just take off this handle, tripod mount, if you're not using that, but this one stays because this is internal, all inclusive, so I don't see any possibility of friction or wearing. Also, when I was putting my camera behind that, it was very easy for me from going to landscape to portrait, portrait to landscape. The camera was rotating very smooth, very convenient for vertical video photo shoot these days, because these days people are using the mirrorless a lot for shorts, reels or TikTok videos. I thought that was very convenient and I love this new mounting technique. Canon released this lens in two colors. One is the traditional white, another is the black one. I think the black one they released for matching the color with your other gears. Also, Canon is saying it's gonna be inconspicuous. I have to check the etymology again. I mess up with that word. But this one is gonna be obviously more heat resistant. This is 25% lighter than the EF version and almost same weight as the 2019 version. Length, I would say, when the old one you extend it out, it's gonna be the same length. I see two new control rings here and there. I haven't used those yet, but they say these are customizable control rings. Yeah, that more option is better than less. If you are into videography, this lens is for you. Photographers can be benefited from this one too, using the teleconverters. I think this lens is a workhorse considering the still pictures and videography. That's why it's called a hybrid lens. I personally got very detailed macro quality photos out of it, and then the background compression, it's amazing. I mean, we all know how good it is, 70 to 200 on that perspective. Let me know in the comments below what do you think about this lens.